Uganda marked 57 years of independence on October 9th. The anniversary came as the country grapples with a rise in cost of living, a widening gap between the rich and poor, and a reported increase in lawlessness. So as Uganda celebrates more than 5 decades of independence, we ask, what is the current state of the East African nation? For some perspective, I'm joined in the studio by Winnie Kiiza. She is a Ugandan opposition member of parliament. Winnie, welcome to Africa 54.
Thank you, Esther. And
good evening, viewers. Right. So what's the current state of Uganda?
Of course, the state is not all that good. We are still in a state of lawlessness, where people wake up with uncertainty of whether they will spend the next day or they will find themselves alive. People are killed day in, day out. You will wake up to a kidnap. You will wake up to a murder in the neighborhood. And currently in the parliament, we are having now again another set of laws that are coming into the House, where we are talking about the electoral reforms. And I know these again will bring us to another set of uncertainty as a country.
Now, talking about the killing, because we've seen this reported over, actually the last 2 years, it's like been every week, and especially the murder of young women.
Yeah.
What is behind this?
Every time we have asked government to come up with a situation report, actually we were amazed that at one time the Minister of Security and the Minister of Internal Affairs told us that this was linked to people he called were devil worshippers. And we couldn't understand how devil worshipping would be an issue for insecurity in the country, that a whole Minister of Internal Affairs calls the issue an issue of devil worshipping when we know that it is an issue of insecurity, and we expected the government to come up with clear mechanisms of solving the insecurity issue. So until last week.
So as the opposition, what are you proposing?
We have asked the government, first of all, to take charge of the security in the country. There is a lot of security organizations that have arms which are not controlled. We are aware that our country is helping in the missions in Somalia, but the people who come back, some of them don't find their pay. Some of them are not integrated within the army. And therefore, there is a lot of these people at large. They are not controlled, a lot of joblessness.
So I'm going to ask you, because you were at one time, you are the former opposition leader in parliament.
Yes.
And now you're a member of the opposition. But there is a lot of criticism that even as the opposition speaks against the current presidency and the government, the opposition is not speaking in unison as well. There's a lot of party hopping. What seems to be the problem?
We can say the problem is still on what we are building on. We are building on a state of hopelessness, a state that has been failed by the regime that we have been with for the last 33 years. And there is a lot of insecurity in the country where every opposition actor is branded a rebel. This does not keep us together. So, but as an opposition, we are working on mechanisms of working together as a group so that we speak with one voice. We are speaking with one voice, I can say, on the issues of insecurity, for example, on the issues of having a clean election, on the issues of the killings in Kasese. You will recall that in 2017, government of Uganda, under the command of President Yoweri Museveni, they executed a plan of attacking a palace and killed over 150 people, had 200 people arrested.
If the opposition says they are speaking in unison, then we need to see the opposition acting. You know, we haven't seen that. I don't want to mention names, but some have moved from one party to another, and that doesn't really read.
Moving from one party to another wouldn't mean they are not working in unison. If you have been following the events in Uganda, for example, recently there was a by-election in Hoima. I think you saw all the opposition political actors together campaigning for a single candidate.
We'll be watching, Winnie. We'll be watching because we're running out of time. But thank you so much for your perspective on this.